I'll just ask you first of all, how is the knee, and do you think you'll be okay for Monday?
Here I am to try my best. That's all things that I can answer now. I hope, and if I don't believe that I could be ready for Monday, I will not be here. So we are working every day, practicing well, and just trying to be ready for the action.
Did you want to start as late as possible to give yourself more time to recover?
I didn't have any request. That's the real thing. I didn't ask anything to the ATP.
So when will you make a decision, and how would you rate your chances at the moment?
No, I don't have to make a decision. I'm gonna play today. The thing that I can say, I'm gonna play. That's my feeling today. What can happen in a couple of days, I cannot predict what's gonna happen. No? But my feeling now, and I am here to play and to try my best to give me chances to play a good event.
It's unusual that you have not won a tournament before, so is it always a thing here that you...
Sorry?
You've not won this tournament before, it's unusual for you. So is that always in your mind when you come here to try and get that?
Yeah, it's always in my mind at the same time true, but at the same time it's always on my mind that during 13 years that I am qualified, I never played in a different surface than this one.
Rafa, if you can get through to the final next week, will your knee be close to 100%, or will you have to try and win this with an injury?
Sorry?
If you can get through to next Sunday, will your knee have had a chance to get close to 100%, or will you have to win this with an injury?
I don't think that far. I think about every day, and with all the things, when you had problems, as I had problems in Paris, I cannot look a week ago. I go day by day about how the things are improving, how I'm feeling today on my practice, how I'm going to feel tomorrow on my practice, and I go day by day. In terms of when you have problems, physical issues, you cannot predict what's going to happen. No, you only have to do your work every day, and without thinking too much about what can happen. That's my experience, and if something negative happens, accept and go back home. But hopefully not. My idea is to be here playing and competing well until the opponent do it better than me, or until I do it better than the opponent. That's all.
Rafa, after last year, this way. Sorry. After given this time last year you weren't here, is it all the more satisfying to be back here again after the whole year you've had?
Well, of course, being here is an important thing, but for me, the most important thing is all the things that happened to me this year. No? Winning tournaments, competing almost every week with a very competitive level of tennis, being healthy until Paris. First tournament that I had to miss for injury was Paris. So that's an important news for me and good things. When that happens and you're able to practice the way that you want, then your chances are a little bit higher, and that's what happened this year, and that's why I have been able to compete very well almost in all the events that I played.
Rafa, how did you look at the race for #1 this year, and were you kind of afraid that Roger might get you, and what does it mean for you now to be #1 at the end of the year one more time?
Rafa is fearless.
I was not afraid at all or not. No, as I said, I do my calendar. If I am #1, great. If not, not. No, that's something that I was clear in my mind. No, that I will not do a different calendar to try to be #1 at the end of the season. No, I did what I believe that worked better for my happiness, for my tennis career, and for my results. No, that's all. Then I am #1 here. Great. It's a very important achievement, especially at my age. Finish like #1 in the world at the end of the season, being 31.5 is something important for me. But that's all. Going to be a nice moment when I receive Sunday the award, because for sure a year ago probably was never on my mind to be in that position again. But here I am. I worked hard to make that happen. All my team worked well. to help me to be where we are today. And for me, the most important thing is finish the season the best way possible and have a good rest and work well to start strong the next one like I did last year.
Rafael is in the same group as David Goffin. Can I have your thoughts on his evolution and what does that mean for him to not be top 8 at this big event?
What do you think?
Your thoughts on David Goffin's evolution and him being now top 8 in this big event?
No, it's 100% normal that he's top 8. After what happened to him in Roland Garros, it will be unfair if he was not here at the end of the season, no? Because he was playing great, and he's a great player, great human person. That's the most important thing, and always had a good relationship with him and all his team. So very happy to see him recover, playing well at the end of the season. Hopefully he will not play that well on Monday, but that's it. It's 100% fair, and he deserves to be here.
As you said, Rafa, you managed to get through to November. Paris is, I think, the only tournament that you actually had to withdraw from due to physical issues. What's been the kind of key to getting through the season so much better than, say, happened last year? And have you actually done less time on court or slightly altered your training to save your body?
I work at, I tell you, November, December I was working a lot, more than before. Last year, in terms of, okay, this time happened something that happened in the past in Paris about my knee. Last year was 100% unlucky, was in a bad movement with my wrist in Madrid, and then get worse in Rome and Roland Garros. That's all, because for the rest of the thing have been a positive year. I didn't make a lot of things different. I was a little bit unlucky last year, and this year I was not unlucky. So that things happens. Sometimes once, sometimes another players gets injured. We play in a sport that is very demanding. We play in a sport that you need to be 100% fit to be competitive, and you play in a sport that if you want to be higher in the ranking, you need to play very long during the whole season. So this year I find my periods of rest, probably more than other times, but it's true that when I was practicing, I was not practicing less.
Rafa, what do you think of the changes that have been made at the Next Gen Finals in Milan this week? And do you think that tennis does need to look at changing some things, at making matches perhaps more exciting?
All the things that you can try are welcome. I don't know if that's the way or not, but in some way the fact that we are trying new things, always trying things, you can find a better way. If you don't try anything, then you cannot say that works better or that works worse. There is a couple of things that I like, a couple of things that I don't like about nothing is perfect. We are in a sport that we have a big tradition. Not many changes made it in our sport during all his history, and of course something should change. Maybe not now, but in a not very long-term period of time, because it's normal. The net stays the same height than 50 years ago, and the people is taller. So it's something that we need to find a way to have the best show possible, and the players will not have to decide about these kind of things, because we are affected. Because if you ask me if I want changes, I will say no. I am number one of the world. I will shift a lot of things, but if the game needs something to be more attractive for the fans, that's the way that the game needs to move forward. So it's not about the decision our decision, players' decision, is about the game decision in general to be even more popular in the world of sport. So that's something that is not my job. The people who runs the sport have to look around and take the right decisions to make our sport even more interesting than what it is today. I am happy how it is today, but I understand that in the future maybe you need to do something.
Last in English, please.
Raf, obviously you've had a great year, but the matches against Roger this year didn't go your way. Would you actually quite like to play him here? Because if you were to beat him, it might give you a nice confidence boost at the end of the year.
No, I don't need to win Roger to be on good confidence. No, I won enough to be enough confident. No? So if I play against him here, will be great to finish the year playing against him again and to give me another chance. But that's it. We cannot forget that we play it all the time in surfaces that he likes more than me. So just accept that and just to find different ways to approach the match. And if that happens, and if I'm healthy enough, I hope to have my chances.
Last one, Barry, please.
Rafa, apologise for going back on the knee again, but your philosophy in practice has always been to play every point in practice with 100+% effort. Have you gone a little bit easy in practice these last couple of days because of what happened in Paris?
Yeah, of course. No, I am not giving my 100% in all the practices during the whole year. No, it's obvious that I am not practicing the same way now than when I have 21 years old or 23. It's a different way of practice, and I don't play with that intensity. It's still a high intensity for my standards, but was different. It's different than 10 years ago.
But have you been a little bit wary in practice the last 2 or 3 days?
I said yes. I didn't play a double session. I just played 1 hour 30 yesterday, 2 hours today, 1 hour before yesterday. So I'm taking care, and I put attention and try to don't force more than what I can.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Vamos ahí para la prensa española.